What's up everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Here's another build series, although this one's going to be pretty quick. This is the Tamiya RC on-road racing truck. It's shaft driven forward drive and it's a TT-01 Type E chassis. Now I do love my Tamiyas. I think they are the Lego of the RC world. They just go together so well, and yeah, well that's why they've been around for so long as well. So TT-01 Type E chassis. Shaft driven forward drive system. Easy to assemble bathtub type chassis with fiberglass reinforcement, nylon resin upper deck and gear cover for greater rigidity. 3-piece steering linkage, wide variety of option parts, obviously you can get them later on, and it can be used in Tamiya official races. That's awesome. So as this is a kit, you still need to get your transmitter, your battery, servos and all that kind of good stuff. But this particular kit includes the Mabushi RS540 torque tune motor and also an electronic speed controller, so all you really need is a battery and servo and you are good to go. Now this is from Crazy Hobbies, the link is in the description if you want some more information about it, but I'm not going to waste too much of you guys' time. Let's get into this guy and let's make this build series pretty quick. Here we go, let's have a look. Here we go. Now I do love these racing trucks, I think they look awesome. So for this particular build, we're going to be using the Hahn High-Tech HS645MG. Awesome servo, this ultra torque. That's also from Crazy Hobbies as well. Here is the bottom half of the actual truck body. So it's a Lexan, you've got to paint it up obviously. But it does have some nice engine detail in there, well, top of the gearbox there. And other drive components, there's a big turbo happening up there. Sweet. We might as well get to the other top part of the chassis, I keep saying chassis, the shell. There it is there. Now typical Tamiya quality Lexan, they always do a good job, so very nice. There's all the different components, obviously you've got to cut it up. Okay, now the parts are all here, everything we need, everything is easily labelled and all that kind of stuff. Like I mentioned, Tamiya's mate, they go together like Lego. Here is our, it's a brushless ESC. There we go there. Should be more than enough for this guy. Now the good thing about this, let me open this up quickly. Good thing about this, it can be used as a brushless setup or you just set it up as a brushed. Easy. Okay, there we have a Mabushi motor in there. Always like unboxing Tamiya stuff. They really have good packaging and everything is nicely labelled, as you can see. Part C, B, all different types of springs. Part A, it's got some shims, got the some gears in there, grease, and everything else you need to get going. Gears, and here is our 540 tuned motor. Awesome, this should propel this little guy pretty quickly. Okay, wheels and tyres. These sweet looking truck wheels. Foam bumper. Here's your bathtub style chassis. Very familiar, would have seen these before. Driveline components. And looks like your diff housings and some other suspension components there as well. Now, a kit wouldn't be any good without a decent instruction manual, and it definitely does. Has one there for the particular radio or radio equipment there. Exploded view or parts list. And here is your particular one that we need, which is 1 to 28 steps it looks like. So yeah, like I mentioned, these are really easy to follow, nicely laid out, and it's really easy to put these together. Really good for a beginner too who wants to get into an RTR kit. Highly recommend Tamiya stuff. We have one final thing here, and that is the decal sheet. Look at that, really high quality, really nice stuff. So that's that. Let's get everything laid out. Let's get to part 1 and quickly get through this build. Okay, now before I start, this is what I mean about Tamiya being really good to build. Everything is laid on the side which you need, and they all are 1-to-1 scale of the part. So this is a spur gear. You can see that's the one I need. So it's pretty sweet. Everything goes together really well. But I think for this build, I might just do like maybe a time lapse. I'll just fast forward it and put things together as we go along, because it's pretty simple. There is not much to it, so let's get cracking. If you don't want that, there's little pins to slide out. Put a bit of grease in there. There we go. That's step 1 and 2 done. Now step 3, attaching the motor parts. Okay, time for the motor and installing the pinion. Just a quick one. You won't be able to hear me over the quick music for the time lapse, but this distance has to be 15 millimeters to attach that pinion, and you want to make sure that you definitely use Loctite. Saves you ever worrying about that coming out. So that's it. Okay, there is step 4. That's all attached and the mesh is good. Everything is looking nice. That's a predetermined mesh, so everything's nicely there. And the gear ratio and everything can be changed. You've got these different points here. You've got 21 turn, 20 turn and 19 turn, which is the stock setup here. So excellent, 19 turn, everything's in there. The wire is where it needs to be. Sweet. Next step, differential gear assembly. This part's a little bit messy, but you don't need to do it often. It's one time, one shot type thing. You got to do front and a rear differential, and they're pretty much exactly the same. So I'll do this to the front and to the back, and then I'll show the two at the end. Okay, I jumped the gun and I built both diffs, front and rear. It doesn't say to build the rear yet, but I did it anyway. So let's continue with this build. And one just quick note, you have to, when you are with the Tamiyas, you can have a long version or short wheelbase. So this is long, I'm pretty sure, so just make sure you're doing that. And also, depending on if you're having a wide body, like a wide tread car or a narrow car, that's also up with these rear axles as well. But it's getting pretty good. Let's keep going. And there we have the rear of the car. So the differential is all working, as you can see. Awesome. So next step, we've got to do the front arms, but that's pretty much the rear section done, and yeah, looking pretty good. And also there's a different set of body, what are they called, body posts. If you have different cars, it says right there, but that's one we need, I'm pretty sure. But there we go, looking pretty good. Okay, now we're moving on to the front of the car, and you have to pop in these little ball joints. Super easy, there's plastic. Grease them up a little bit, and you're ready to go. So let's get cracking with the front of the car. The differential's already made. Done that previously. Killed two birds with one stone when we built the rear one. So here we go again. Well, there we go. Part 17 is done. So that's all the front setup done there. And now we can get up to the actual shocks, mount them on, and happy days. Okay, now with the shocks, obviously you need to make four, and this is just a dampener one that doesn't really have oil in there at all. So it's an old school style, but popular with Tamiya. So I'll do this on the camera. So I've got all the parts here already. So let's get what we need. Hope everything is in the shot. Now, where's that hole? There it is there. Really easy, like that's what I mean. These kits, if it's your first time building, they're really easy to build and fun too. Now I've got me on the camera trying to do it all at the same time, but it's even much quicker if you do it without trying to be on the camera. That's it. Bam, there you go, that's all it is. So you kind of have to squeeze it together to kind of lock it all in, and that's it. Now it's all done. Beep, beep. There we go. So make 4 of those, and then we'll attach them to the car. But that's all there is to it. go, the suspension is all nice and buttoned up, everything is working. Next up, step 20, where we've got to connect the steering arms. You've got the steering linkage here, pretty simple stuff. Nothing really to this one. It's got these little bushes here, there's like little plastic bushes. I'll do this now on camera. One up top, that just takes up the slack, one in the middle, you've got two of those obviously. Then you've got your little connecting rods here, and that is pretty much it. There's obviously one for each side, and it's connected via one of these screws, and that's it. So hope you guys are enjoying this like little speed build, sorry. Something a little bit different. I'm just gonna, I haven't really done one of these before with just speeding up the footage and stuff like that, but we'll give it a go. Saves me having too many video or build series. Yeah, that's one side, and they're both identical as you can see. Spaces, click, spaces, click in there, and you get the idea. So I've actually got a mini as well. It's pretty cool. So that'll be going to be racing those, Carvo, Lucre, and myself. The classic duo of the three of us. So give that a go. But, just something fun. They're not. Tamiya's aren't. These ones aren't the most sophisticated cars out there. But what's good about them? They're fun and they're cheap, and you get a lot of guys going together with the same type of car, and it's pretty competitive because we've all got very similar specs. So here we go. That was step 20. Step 21 is as simple as that. That's probably the easiest step ever. And then we need to top it off with a little plate that goes on top, which looks like that guy right there. And I am correct. Clean up some of these burrs. That's what you need to do with some of these kits. That's what you need to do. Clean it up. That guy goes there. And Bob's your uncle. Now I'll screw that guy down, get the appropriate screws, and then we can attach the steering linkages. Okay, next step, which is step 21, you've got to attach these long threaded, well, it's a long, like a grub screw, and they got to go in here and they form the little guide where you slide a little tube over there, and that's where this guy pivots on. Very easy stuff. Now I just want to explain it before I didn't want to speed it up and not know what I'm doing, because everything else looks pretty self-explanatory. So what you need to do, you screw these guys down. You've got included hex driver here, and you want to have that. Is it in focus? There we go. This needs to be coming at 5mm, and that's all it tells you on there as well. So simple as that. Screw that down, about 5mm. It looks pretty good, and that's it. Do the next side. We're ready to go. Okay, there we go. Steering mechanism is all good. This right one here was just upside down. There's one section that's high and low, and it was just hitting, so that's all it was. So there we go. Everything is as it should. Turns really nicely. So next step is step 24, where we have to actually connect the servo. Servo here is a high-tech, very good servo for this particular kit. Okay, so I've got my high-tech servo installed there. Nothing to it. This bridge here that connects the left side and the right steering. like any RC. Now I've changed it a little bit. I didn't use a Tamiya stock steering horn there. It's got the little servo saver in there. It's just straight out baller, nothing. Raw as it gets, so straight to the servo horn there, and that's all it is. So that's attached to there. And now we need to attach it to the bottom of the chassis here. As you can see, we require MA5, so 3x10, which look like these guys. And that's it. We're pretty much, not much to do really. We'll make it a two-part series. This part will do all the chassis and all that kind of stuff, and the second part we'll paint up the body and get it on, and we can, that's it, take it for a wrap. That's it. Don't need to go crazy on these, but there you go. So servo's more than enough for that, so I had to cut down that screw there because it was just catching on the corner of that servo, but there we go. And that's it. And now, because that's step 25 in the manual here, it tells us we need to do some other things with that as well. So we have a top plate, which is this guy here, and I think it's used on this kit anyway, so that needs to be attached on anyway. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're up to. Alright, so we attach this, and then we'll be hunky-dory, I think. Everything is going down really well. I'll put all those screws in. Make sure that's seated down nice and flush, which it is. Can't go down anymore. Nice brace that runs across the front and the back to keep it nice and steady and stiff. Happy days. Let's get those in and see how it looks. Is where it diverts to here. So the antenna tube, which is that, we just have another set of parts just for that. That's a bit different than the original kit, which I believe is this one, D6. So instead of D9 going there, this guy, so that goes there as well, this guy goes here, and I've still got a D9 on there for the antenna tube. It's getting there. Rookie error. I've got to put this bad boy on for the antenna. I've got to get the screw underneath, so I've got to take all this off. But I'll fix all that up and you'll see the end result. And there we had it. I just installed that. Now that's for the receiver. The wire goes up there. That's for the signal wire for the antenna. I just double-sided taped down the included TBLE02S. Well, it says it's a censored speed controller, which is awesome, but it's just a brush mode here. So as you can see, it's got to be brushed. You've got a spare wire here, which you're not going to use because that's a third wire, which you use for your brushless system. We're not going to worry about that. Worry about these wires. We'll fix that up for the next video. Everything installed. It's got this little, well, it's like a cover here, so don't touch that hot motor. And that's it. That's step 25 now. In step 25, it asks you to install that D6 part, which is what, when it comes into the truck, manual tells you not to install. So that's it there. Everything is on there as it should. Now that's like that. On and off switches apparently says to go on that side, but that's no big deal. We'll do that later on when the body is all on. So that's that part. Here we go. So we have these parts here which are just for the truck. As you can see, it's like a back bumper bar. This guy right here, we'll put them on, clean that up, and this part that attaches to the back, and that is it. Now cleaning these parts, like I said before, is really easy. Just going to run your knife across it, get rid of that bump because you don't want to leave that there, that just looks wrong. Kind of just like that, and you can rub it and just do that as well if you really want to. Gets rid of that edge. And here we go. So this one, you need to make sure we need to install two little nuts. It tells us here because it kind of captures that nut. And you can paint it, although it is black. It says painted in semi-gloss black, but it already really is semi-gloss black. So I'll just attach this, and that's going to go to the back of the car. Sorry, well, it looks like a car, but it's actually a truck. It's going to go back over the truck, just like that, and we'll put that on in a jiffy. Let me find those nuts, and ready to go. There's that rear bumper. Looks pretty sweet. So at the front you've got this big ass foam one, which the body will kind of cover, I guess. So it's going to protect from impact, and the rear one just looks more scaled as well. The last real step that I'll do in this video is put the wheels and tyres on, because everything else is body related and everything else is pretty much done. The battery we don't need to worry about. The receiver, not going to worry about boring you with that. Let's get the wheels and tyres. That'll look pretty sweet. Where are they? There they are. They do look like really realistic, and you do have the front and the rears are slightly different. So the rear has more of a dish, and they look the same though. The tyres look the same, and obviously you need to glue these on, but I won't bore you with that. Let's just put the tyres on. Pretty easy process. I know a lot of you guys know about this, but some guys might not, and they're new and they might want to venture into building a kit because they don't want to just be bored with something that's already done, because sometimes that gets, yeah, that's not the most exciting in my opinion. So, and you know, a lot of cars now are ready to run RTR kits, so, but the Crazy Hobby is we still sell a lot of these because a lot of people like to build them, and yeah, and it's also good for the kids if they are experienced putting something together. They're getting a bit tired of Lego, which how can you? I'm not tired of Lego. I love Lego Technics, but okay, rear one. Now I don't know if they're directional, but whatever. Pull and prod. Put everything on, and there we go. So we've still got to put the the bearing, or it's like the hex in here as well. I'll get that done. I'll do that off camera. It's not that exciting. I actually have to put plastic bushing in there, or plastic bearing, which are these things. You can buy the upgrade kits which come with the bearing. It's very easy. That's easy to change later on as well. So we'll put that on there, and we can screw these wheels on. Okay, and there we have the completed chassis. Everything is on, rolls nicely. Looks awesome. I love the wheels. They look pretty cool. And obviously I can't put the body because it needs to be all cut and stuff like that. But that is part 1 of part 2 for this build series. And here are the other parts that you get with this kit. All the decals, mirrors, the hitch at the back, all that kind of cool stuff. But what makes it is that body when it's all painted. So that'll be the next series. We'll get that all painted up. We'll see how that goes. Everything seems to roll really nice, as you'd expect. It's all brand new, but awesome. I like it. Any questions, leave them down below. This is from Crazy Hobbies. I'll leave a link if you would like to check it out. But thanks guys. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Here is the, what is it, Team Hahn Racing Man TGS. Really cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Any questions, leave them down below. And if you haven't, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified of all the good stuff or the latest videos coming up, because there are a lot. Thanks guys.